Rob Romarino here with Sentry Equipment.
And Angelo D'Ambrosia.
And today we're going to be making gingerbread cookie ice cream. So here at Sentry we like to not only showcase our equipment but showcase flavors. And what we've been doing lately is some video series on how you can use everyday ingredients to make awesome flavors of ice cream. Right now we're making this in December, so there's a little bit of a holiday theme to some of these flavors that we're going to be making. What we have here is a good ice cream base. It's an unflavored vanilla ice cream base. And we actually have crushed gingerbread cookies. As you can see, this is the head of a poor, unfortunate gingerbread man that is going to go into be incorporated into our ice cream. So we have a couple different ingredients here. We have our ice cream mix. We have some vanilla extract. We have some crushed ginger base, which is just basically ginger base to give it that ginger flavor. We have some grounded gingerbread cookie, and these are just store-bought iced gingerbread cookies that we put in a food processor that we're going to incorporate in our mix. And then these other larger pieces we're going to actually fold in as the ice cream is coming out, and that's going to be our gingerbread cookie recipe. So let's get started. We're going to mix everything in. Anytime you're making ice cream, we have an unflavored base. Like to add a little bit of vanilla extract in there, and then Angela, throw in that ginger. Anytime you're adding some of these bases to flavor the ice cream, always start small. We're starting with 16 ounces of this crushed ginger. We're going to mix it up, and then we're going to taste it to see if it's enough, not too much. Remember, when you're making ice cream, when you add it into your batch freezer, you're going to aerate the product a little bit. How much air you want really depends upon your recipe, but it's going to weaken. So you want to make sure that it's kind of knocking your socks off in its liquid state when you're tasting it, because after it gets through the batch machine, it's going to, when adding that air, it's going to lose a little bit of flavor. I think it's pretty good. Want to try it?
Sure. That's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. So we sanitized our machine. In our B12, we have the viscosity meter, we have the RPM meter. I'm going to talk a little bit about that as our batch is cooking. So, let's throw this in here, get it rolling. I'm going to add these cookies. I'm going to let the batch run for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then I'm going to add my cookies in. Want to get the mix going for a little bit, get it flowing in the machine before I add these cookies and get them incorporated in the mix. You can put it right in too. We've taught that way before. If you've watched our Oreo cookies and cream recipe, you've seen us put the cookies in first. With this one, I'm going to put it in a little bit into the batch. Okay, as you can see, everything is in there. I don't know if this is going to be the best batch. Yeah. Okay. So we just want to get some of our ginger, our pieces of ginger down into the freezing cylinder. All right, I'm going to shut my lid. Right here we have a digital timer, so I'm going to go to about 8 minutes there. Typical ice cream will take anywhere from 6 to 10 minutes. It really depends upon the flavor, how much stuff you're putting into it. A straight vanilla is going to take less than something with a variegate or a sugar that's going to slow down the freezing process. And also, since this is our first batch of the day, the barrel's a little bit warm, so it's going to take a little bit longer. So I'll get that rolling. I'm going to turn on my dasher, which will operate my machine. And I'm going to turn on my refrigeration, which will turn the compressor on. Now come over here, you see we have a variable speed machine. I can go all the way up to about 230 RPMs or down to about 130 RPMs. I'm going to settle right in the middle here, and that's going to help us maintain a decent overrun ice cream. We're going to end up with about an 80% overrun ice cream with a 14% mix. If you want a little bit lower overrun, you could adjust the speed. You want a little bit of higher overrun, you could adjust the speed. So depending on the product that you want, the speed gives you a lot of flexibility with that. Our viscosity meter, right now you see viscosity at 9. Basically that's measuring how hard our motor is working to turn our product. The harder the motor works, the higher the viscosity is going to go. Right now I just have it set at actual. Let's say I make this gingerbread and I realize that it's going to come out at a 60 viscosity. Next time I could set that viscosity at 60. And when my machine gets to 60, it's going to turn off the refrigeration, indicating to me that my product's done. So even though making ice cream is an art, some of these tools give you a little bit of some scientific tools to help you make the product and help you in your operation. So we've been cooking for a minute. I'm going to start to add my gingerbread cookies in here. I'm just going to kind of flow them down into the chamber here. You see we have these bars in our machine. Safety first. You know, you have kids making ice cream, or even if you're making ice cream yourself, this helps prevent you from losing a finger, losing a spatula, losing a machine. Very important. Everything's in there. Now we're going to wait for our gingerbread ice cream.